Have you ever dreamed of traveling the world after 70? Sipping espresso in Italy, walking through cherry blossom gardens in Japan, or taking that long-awaited cruise through the Caribbean? Retirement often brings with it the freedom to finally explore all the places you once put on hold. For many, this is the time to live fully, collect unforgettable memories, and celebrate life's richness. But while travel after 70 can be deeply rewarding, it also comes with hidden risks that many people never see coming. What begins as a dream vacation can suddenly take a stressful turn if you're not prepared. From unexpected health scares to unfamiliar foods and confusing foreign medical systems, even the smallest misstep can spiral into a situation that impacts your comfort, your wallet, and even your life. The truth is, as we age, our bodies become more sensitive, our recovery takes longer, and we may not adapt to new environments as easily as we once did. That doesn't mean you should stop exploring. It means you should explore wisely. In this video, we're going to uncover 5 hidden travel dangers that people over 70 need to be aware of. These aren't just minor annoyances. They can affect your health, your finances, and your safety in ways you may not expect. Some are physical, others are emotional or financial, but all are preventable if you know what to look out for. And make sure to stay with me until the end, because the last danger we'll discuss is one that even seasoned travelers often overlook. Yet it could cost you thousands of dollars if you ignore it. If you're planning a trip, or even just dreaming of one, this is the essential guide you didn't know you needed. So grab a notebook, get comfortable, and let's help you travel smarter, safer, and more joyfully. And if you find these insights helpful, go ahead and type "I'm ready" in the comments to let me know you're with me. Now let's begin with the first major risk. Risk 1. Health emergencies and medical complications. Travel is one of the great joys of retirement. It opens your world, lifts your spirits, and offers experiences that enrich your later years. But after age 70, even a minor health issue can turn into a serious emergency if you're far from home. The body, though wise and resilient, becomes more sensitive to physical stress, temperature changes, long flights, and unfamiliar foods. What once felt like a fun getaway can unexpectedly become a medical crisis. One of the biggest concerns is deep vein thrombosis, DVT, a condition where blood clots form in the legs after sitting for long periods, such as during air or bus travel. These clots can travel to the lungs, leading to a pulmonary embolism, which can be life-threatening. And many seniors don't even realize they have DVT until they experience symptoms like swelling, leg pain, or shortness of breath, often when it's already serious. Air travel also places strain on the heart and lungs due to lower oxygen levels in dry cabin air. If you have high blood pressure, heart disease, diabetes, or any respiratory condition, flying can silently increase your risk of complications. And traveling to higher altitudes, such as mountainous areas or popular cities like Cusco, Peru, or Denver, Colorado, can cause lightheadedness, headaches, and even confusion due to reduced oxygen. Let's not forget about access to care. At home, you know which clinic to visit. You trust your doctor, you speak the language, and your insurance has you covered. But abroad, things get tricky. In some countries, hospitals lack modern equipment. In others, doctors may not speak your language. Even worse, many seniors believe their domestic health insurance covers them internationally, but it often does not. A sudden illness in another country could lead to a hospital bill in the tens of thousands. Take James, 74, who set out on a Caribbean cruise with his wife. 4 days into the trip, he felt chest pain, but brushed it off as heartburn. Within hours, the pain spread to his arm, and he broke into a cold sweat. Onboard doctors had limited resources. He waited hours for a helicopter evacuation due to bad weather. Though he survived the heart attack, his medical bills exceeded $20,000, and he spent the rest of the trip recovering. How to protect yourself. Schedule a full checkup before you travel. Bring extra medication and a printed list of prescriptions. Stretch and walk every hour on long flights to prevent clots. Research hospitals or clinics at your destination. Most importantly, purchase comprehensive travel insurance that includes international medical coverage, hospital stays, and medical evacuation. Health issues can strike at the most unexpected times, but with proper planning, you can still travel with peace of mind. Risk 2. Exposure to infections and contaminants. Traveling brings excitement, new cultures, and fresh food, but it also opens the door to unfamiliar germs, viruses, and bacteria. For seniors over 70, even a mild stomach bug or cold can become something far more serious. Your immune system naturally slows down with age, making you more vulnerable to infections that younger travelers might shake off in a day or two. Let's start with the hidden dangers of air travel. Airplanes are breeding grounds for illness. You're seated for hours in close quarters, breathing recycled air with hundreds of other passengers, some of whom may be coughing, sneezing, or carrying viruses from different parts of the world. Studies show that respiratory infections like colds and the flu spread more easily on flights, especially during longer international trips. And it's not just the air. Tray tables, seat belts, bathroom handles, and even touchscreens carry germs from the countless people who've touched them before. Most surfaces on planes are only lightly wiped between flights, not deeply cleaned. A simple touch of the face after handling a germy tray could lead to illness before your vacation even begins. Then comes food and water safety. Trying local cuisine is one of the highlights of travel, but different cooking methods, ingredients, and hygiene standards pose a big risk. Seniors, especially those with sensitive digestion or chronic conditions, are more likely to get sick from undercooked meat, unwashed produce, or contaminated water. Something as innocent as a fresh salad or juice with ice could lead to days of stomach cramps, vomiting, or worse. Consider Linda, 76, who traveled to Southeast Asia for the first time. She was excited to try local dishes, including a salad and juice from a street vendor in Thailand. Within 24 hours, she was violently ill. What began as stomach pain quickly turned into bacterial gastroenteritis, requiring hospitalization and IV fluids. She missed half of her dream trip recovering in a foreign clinic, simply because she didn't realize the water used to wash vegetables and make ice wasn't safe for tourists. How to protect yourself. Wear a high-quality mask in crowded places like airports and buses. Wash hands often and carry hand sanitizer for when soap and water aren't available. Avoid touching your face in public areas. Drink only bottled or purified water, even for brushing your teeth, and skip drinks with ice if you're unsure about the source. Stick to hot, well-cooked foods at clean, reputable restaurants. Avoid raw or undercooked dishes, including salads from questionable places. Bring travel-sized medications for diarrhea, dehydration, and digestive upset. A little caution goes a long way. Travel should be delicious, exciting, and vibrant, not a memory spoiled by illness. Risk 3. Travel fatigue and recovery challenges. Travel is meant to refresh your spirit, but if you're over 70, it can just as easily leave you drained, achy, and overwhelmed. What most people don't realize is that travel fatigue isn't just about feeling tired. For seniors, it can trigger a domino effect. Weakened immunity, poor sleep, mental fog, and even higher risk of illness or injury. Why does this happen? Because your body doesn't bounce back like it used to. Long flights, time zone changes, and even the excitement of new surroundings can throw off your internal rhythms. Jet lag can make your sleep feel fractured. And hotel beds? They're often too soft, too firm, or just not quite right for aging joints. A night of poor sleep at home is annoying, but when you're traveling, it can impact your entire trip. Now add in the physical strain, dragging luggage, navigating unfamiliar streets, climbing stairs at historical sites, walking for hours through museums or airports. These are things we don't think twice about in younger years. But in your 70s or 80s, every step can take more out of you than expected. And when your muscles are sore, your energy is low, or your knees are aching, your trip becomes more of a struggle than a joy. Take Richard, for example. At 75, he had always dreamed of visiting Europe. He and his wife planned an ambitious tour, 6 cities in 2 weeks. They were excited to soak up every bit of history and culture. But just a few days in, Richard's energy tanked. Walking on cobblestones left his legs sore. The constant movement between hotels wore him down. He caught a cold midway through the trip, and because his immune system was already weakened by fatigue, it lingered the entire vacation. Instead of relaxing in charming cafes or strolling through gardens, he found himself resting in bed. This is a common story, not because the trip was poorly planned, but because it didn't account for recovery time, something we all need more of as we age. How to protect yourself. Slow down your itinerary. Instead of packing 5 cities into 10 days, focus on 2 or 3 and explore them deeply. Build in rest days with nothing scheduled. Even half days can give your body the chance to recover. Schedule flights at comfortable hours. Avoid red-eyes or early morning departures that mess with your sleep cycle. Book quiet accommodations with good beds, blackout curtains, and elevators if stairs are a challenge. Wear supportive shoes and take short naps when needed to stay refreshed. Travel fatigue doesn't mean you're weak. It just means your body needs more care than it used to. With thoughtful pacing and planning, you can avoid exhaustion and truly savor every moment of your trip. Risk 4. Higher risk of falls and injuries. As we get older, one of the greatest threats to our independence isn't illness, it's injury. And when you're traveling, the risk of falls and physical accidents increases dramatically. Why? Because you're constantly navigating unfamiliar environments. Uneven sidewalks, narrow staircases, slippery hotel bathrooms, and crowded tourist spots. At home, you know every inch of your space. You move with muscle memory. But while traveling, your surroundings change constantly. One small misstep on cobblestones or a dimly lit hallway can lead to serious consequences. A fractured hip, a sprained ankle, or worse. And the truth is, our bodies change with age. Reflexes slow down, balance becomes more fragile, and muscle strength starts to decline. What would have been a minor stumble at 40 can be a life-altering injury at 75. Consider Linda, 78, who had always been confident on her feet. She loved walking and felt no need for a cane. But on a trip to Florence, she misjudged the height of an old stone curb while strolling in the evening. The alley was dimly lit. She tripped, fell hard onto the cobblestone, and fractured her hip. Not only did this end her trip, but it also led to months of recovery. The physical pain was bad, but the emotional toll of losing her independence, even temporarily, was worse. Falls like Linda's are more common than you think, and many happen because travelers underestimate the physical demands of sightseeing. Stairs in castles, uneven pavement in historic districts, no handrails in rural guest houses. These are all daily realities for tourists. Here's how you can reduce your fall risk while traveling. Choose destinations with good infrastructure. Look for senior-friendly cities with smooth paths, elevators, and accessible public transport. Stay in hotels with elevators and grab bars in the bathroom. Call ahead to ask about these features. They're more common than you think. Wear sturdy, non-slip shoes with good arch support. Stylish sandals and flip-flops are a no-go when safety is your priority. Use walking aids if you need them. A lightweight foldable cane can make a big difference and boost confidence. Avoid dim lighting and narrow paths, especially at night. Rest when tired. Fatigue is one of the biggest causes of accidents. Take breaks before your body demands them. Falls are not just about pain. They're about losing mobility, confidence, and independence. But with awareness and preparation, you can explore the world safely, one sure step at a time. Risk 5. Financial risks and travel insurance gaps. When most people plan a vacation, they think about flights, hotels, and maybe a few sightseeing tours. But very few consider the financial dangers that can turn a dream trip into a costly nightmare, especially after 70. For seniors, travel comes with unique financial vulnerabilities that are often overlooked. Medical emergencies, trip cancellations, lost luggage, scams targeting older travelers, and most critically, gaps in insurance coverage. These risks can quietly drain your savings and leave you stuck in a foreign country with limited support. Medical costs abroad, a shocking reality. One of the biggest misconceptions older travelers have is assuming that their health insurance, such as Medicare, will cover them anywhere. Unfortunately, that's not true. Medicare does not cover health services outside the U.S., except in very rare cases. Many private insurance plans also exclude international care, or offer very limited benefits. That means a heart attack, broken bone, or unexpected illness could land you in a foreign hospital, facing a $20,000 to $100,000 bill, or even higher if evacuation is required. For example, an air ambulance back to the US from Europe or Asia can cost $50,000 to $200,000. And without proper insurance, it comes entirely out of your pocket. Now imagine George, 76, who booked a once-in-a-lifetime trip to a tropical destination. He found a beautiful beachfront hotel through an online deal and paid in full. But when he arrived, he discovered the hotel didn't exist. The address was fake, the website was gone, and there was no one to call. George had to scramble to find last-minute accommodation and ended up paying triple. His dream vacation began with a painful financial lesson. Scams that target older travelers. Sadly, many scammers target seniors, believing them to be more trusting. Some of the most common traps include fake vacation rentals with professional-looking photos that don't actually exist, taxi scams where tourists are taken on long routes or charged double, free gifts, bracelets, flowers, or tours that end with aggressive demands for money, credit card skimming at ATMs in tourist areas. These scams are often subtle and professionally run. By the time you realize something's wrong, it's already too late. Trip cancellations and non-refundable expenses. As we age, plans can change quickly. A health issue, a fall at home, or a family emergency might force you to cancel a trip at the last minute. Without trip cancellation insurance, airlines, cruise companies, and tour operators often offer no refunds. Thousands of dollars can vanish in an instant. How to protect yourself financially while traveling. Buy comprehensive travel insurance. Look for a policy that covers medical emergencies, cancellations, lost luggage, and medical evacuations. Check your current insurance. If it doesn't cover international travel, get supplemental coverage. Use trusted booking platforms like Expedia, Booking.com, or direct hotel websites. Avoid deals that seem too good to be true. Use credit cards with travel protection and fraud monitoring. Limit cash withdrawals. Use secure ATMs inside banks, not standalone machines in tourist areas. Be cautious of unsolicited offers from strangers offering free things. They usually come with a catch. Final thoughts. Travel smart. Travel safe. Traveling after 70 can be one of the most enriching and joyful experiences of your life. You've worked hard, raised families, and now it's your time to see the world. But wisdom doesn't stop at retirement, and part of wise traveling is being fully prepared. From medical emergencies and hidden infections to exhaustion, falls, and financial scams, these are real risks that can ruin a trip if ignored. But the good news? Every single one of these dangers can be reduced or avoided with smart planning. So before you pack your bags, schedule a medical checkup, organize your medications and documents, buy solid travel insurance, choose senior-friendly destinations, travel with intention, awareness, and self-care. You've earned this freedom. Now make sure you enjoy it safely and fully. We'd love to hear from you. What's the biggest lesson from today's video? Have you ever faced a travel challenge or learned something the hard way while abroad? Share your story in the comments. If you found this helpful, please like, subscribe, and share to support our mission of smart, joyful senior living. Safe travels, and we'll see you in the next video.